Hello everybody and welcome to a beautiful evening here in South Tucson, Arizona. It is the second half of our South Tucson double shot that, of course, always kicks off our Diddler Cup season. It is time for a goddamn auto race. My name is Chip Chapman. I'm joined, as always, by my color commentator, Lightning Lord Shivers.
Hello. Yes, it's time for the second round of this Diddler Cup doubleheader. Everybody is off the roads. It's a Tuesday evening in South Tucson, Arizona, and we're ready to climb Mount Tisdale for the second leg of the South Tucson doubleheader.
Absolutely, and the man sitting to my left is Beaumont Jenkins.
I gotta tell you, bro, I got all this things about the sandstorm there. We might have some wonky radio connections, a little bit left over with that sandstorm, but I'm ready to see not only the 2017 defending champion.
Well, that is definitely one way of believing how I guess the petition may have worked. I don't know necessarily. But we'll see about that. We got a goddamn auto race today. It is 10 laps. Now 10 laps seems like it ain't gonna be much, but let me tell y'all, this is the longest course of the Diddler Cup season. It is 12.8 miles a road course. We go from the shortest track, one of the shortest tracks on our calendar, to the longest track in Diddler Cup history in the 3 years that we have run this. We are on the actual roads of South Tucson. You know what? We're even going into a little bit of North Tucson, just because the track wasn't long enough. We're going into North Tucson a little bit, just for a touch, just for like a skosh.
Yeah, just a little bit, not too much. You don't want to get none of that North Tucson on you. Ugh.
No, not at all. But nonetheless, we've got quite the day, quite the evening. You know, the sun is setting. We are getting to get this race going before it gets to be nighttime. As you see, that is our front row. And a couple of familiar faces there. We're seeing Joe John Winchester and Paul Walker on the front row. And I think it might just be time to talk about that. So why don't we go ahead and talk about the fact that these two both finished in the top 10 in our race on Sunday at Diddler Motor Speedway. They're both good drivers. Again, Winchester, the series defending champion. But it's a new season, a brand new, well, not a new format, but a clean slate for 32 drivers. Just a reminder for anyone who might be new, the format of this season. So we have 25 races on the schedule. The first 15 are considered the regular season. After that, we have 16 drivers that make the playoffs. You're seeing the scroll on the bottom of the screen, how that's working. Now, if you get a win of one of those 15 races, you have qualified just then. Hans Vasspulver leading the points right now because he's won the only race we've had. He's in the playoffs. He's already made it. Now, of course, that 16th spot goes to the highest points total remaining, and of course, if there's multiple winners of multiple races that are the same person, then we're just going to keep going down with the points. So we're going to have 16, then we're going to have 3 races, cut them down to 12, 3 races, cut them down to 8, 3 races, cut them down to 4, and the final race of the season, race number 25, the highest finish of those 4 wins the dang race. It's that simple. It's that simple and that complicated for these 32 drivers. A 25 race season is the longest we've had in Diddler Cup history. It's going to be a hell of a season for them.
That's right, it is. That's right, it is. But of course, the journey continues now on the actual roads of South Tucson, roads which have not been paved in a while. Let's be perfectly clear.
Yeah, you can see just from how they're lined up. I mean, of course.
I just fell in one of them potholes. Goddamn! Just step outside and jumping off a cliff.
All right, and of course,
I missed you there for a little bit, but I think I'm back in there after climbing back up Mount Pothole. My God!
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Of course, Beaumont was also helping make sure that the F-18 fighter jet was locked down this time, so that way Lee Corso doesn't start to plow away in it.
You know, he seems to just find a way. We're gonna hopefully you use the club this time, right?
Oh,
Which
yes,
one?
yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what we got going on here. As we've got, there we go. Get that started there. And we are seeing, we have our stand-ins right now. As you see, Hans Vaspulver, our race winner, he's leading it. You can see there's our driver stand-ins. Basically it's how we finished after the first race. There you see it. A lot of stuff to talk about. But of course, our Dongerex Injectapen Pole Award goes again to Paul Walker. His second pole this season, 2 for 2. Those Spubby boys are pretty fast, ain't they? And nonetheless, we are looking at, here's our starting grid. On the front row, it's Paul Walker and Joe John Winchester in that Just Guns Ford, pair of Fords there. Row 2, Richard Blood. Always had a fast car, just can't really figure out how to win a race just yet. And Bucket Dushon on row 2 as well. On row 3, Boo and Jessup, brand new ride, that Gumboo's number 9. And Reverend Pastor Chavez, of course, sporting that sponsorship of App to Mouth, the new mobile food app. Paul Alcohol and Jean-Paul Henry, a couple of veteran racers who know how to win a race. They're on row 4. Here we go. Jeff Shanice and Jeff Tanaka on row 5. A pair of Jeffs right there.
Yes.
And on row 6, it is the other Jeff, Jeff Gordon the horse, and the man who's hung like one, Kevin Boner Pillman, in that Dongerex Injectapen car. On row 7, it's Smiley Van Buren in that KFC I Ate the Bones Ford, and El Matador Toto Rosanna switching things up, sponsored by England Dan and John Ford Coley today. Jim Blossoms on row 8 in the Blood Co. Ford, and Doug Pork in that All the Ham Pontiac. On row 9, it's Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Driver with the Mr. Naga number 10 car and Ricky Walton, sponsored by Temecula Dirt. On row 10, number 99, Hans Vaspulver, our previous race winner, and Petrol Top Off, being sponsored by Knife MMA, one of the many programming on SportsNaz. On row 11, it's Fat Daryl and Morris Mayfield in that 69 car.
Nice.
Nice.
Row 12, Ennio Sparini and Triple X Macklin, a couple of the South Tucson boys. Triple X Macklin sporting that creamy surprise paint scheme to honor the past winners of the South Tucson Youth Football League. On row 13, it's Giacomo and Nikolai, the Soviet driving bear. On row 14, Steve Thompson and Woo Ba Bali. And row 15, it is Bobrovsky and Thicker Richard Ketchup, pair of rookies, having to navigate this course for the very first time. Thicker Richard Ketchup in that bright yellow, all-natural chugging butter car. And on row 16, Big Daddy Thibodeau in that You Need a Clown car. And Blario Blandretti, sponsored by Blappa Auto Blarts. Talk about the keys to the race this one, boys. First thing, it's a goddamn marathon. It's a goddamn marathon, not a goddamn sprint. It's 12.8 miles. You can't worry about getting up in front at the very beginning. It's not gonna make a lick of difference, ain't it?
No, that's right. You know, you got to have the endurance. You got to last all the way to the finish line. You can't just try and win the race the first corner.
Yeah, no doubt of that.
I would appreciate it if you do.
And you can see a whole lot of nothing out there. It's best to not have any problems anywhere that you're not able to be dealt with, because if you're out of this race, you're out of this race. And navigating Fuck Mountain, Mount Tisdale, you know, whatever we want to call it, it's going to look treacherous, but you just got to stick with it, don't you?
That's right. You got to have the power to get up there, but you also got to have the suspension tuned up to navigate the various potholes and trenches and sinkholes that are in there that can really fuck up your day.
And of course, the last question, is that a train? The answer is yes. Yes, it is.
That is a train.
Yes, it is a train, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I think it is time that we go ahead and we thank the Lord. I understand we're going to be playing a hymn today. We're going to be playing a hymn instead of an actual prayer.
I think it's her.
A him or a her? Okay, well, I don't. I mean, you know, it's 21st century. I mean,
we don't discriminate.
No, I may be backwards, but I mean, hey, I want to get my pronouns right, of course. You know, we got
absolutely.
a him. Or,
we are all inclusive, as we all know, and of course, let's come down the hymn.
That was cool. That was amen. Amen to that.
Amen, indeed.
Amen.
Amen.
And
a man or a woman. A man.
Exactly. Do not discriminate. A man, a woman, a person. A person, indeed. And now, of course, we go down for those most famous... excuse me. We go down to give us those unofficially ranked 6th most famous words in motorsports. We've got what's the word for the thing? Oh, God. The spokesperson for the inaugural South Tucson Youth Football Champions. You need a clown. It's Asbestos the Clown.
Drivers! Please, watch out for that train!
Okay, well, I think they got the hint. We're gonna hope they did. I hope they know what's going on. Does anybody? Let's go to the helicopter. We got no. Okay, well, we got our speed copter for, of course, all our spotters going at a hell of a pace.
This is the
all
sheriff.
32 of them.
Drivers, stop!
No, we're gonna go ahead and not hear that. Oh, that's gonna get us sued. Why did somebody have to say that?
That was just a warning siren. Don't worry about that.
Fair enough. Well, get used to the helicopter sounds, because you're going to be hearing that. It's our best way to go ahead and talk about it. Look at these boys getting things going. That is a beautiful sight.
On the scorched earth lands of South Tucson, Arizona. God bless America.
And you can see a little bit late on the on Easter, but it don't matter to the 00 running that Nihilist Arby's Easter tweet special paint scheme there.
That's right. Last 2 winners of this race. Woo, bye, Bolly. Back in 2017, Reverend Pastor Chavez won it last season.
I think we had two races last season here. Who else won it then?
Oh yes, man. Let's see here. We had this as part of our doubleheader, of course.
Yeah. It was part of the doubleheader. We had it again in the playoffs, I think.
We had the Jesse James Dupree.
I forgot about that myself, but there we go.
El Matador Toto Rosanna.
That's right.
Won
Thank you.
that race in the last autumn.
Yes, but nonetheless, it is a new season. We're going to be going here twice again, and here we go. The pit car is off. It is time. Let's go, Diddler! It's a goddamn auto race!
It's a goddamn Tuesday night auto race! Yeah! Woo!
And we're seeing how quickly they all just spread to this road. There is a bit of a line to follow. Oh, some of them got in the dirt right there. That is interesting to see.
Oh boy!
Look at how far they spread out there. Looks like that was Jeff Tanaka. Let's get an eye on what happened there. He just kind of went really left on there. He's got
driving on both sides of the road as you do in South Tucson. That yellow line there is a cautionary tale.
Right, here we go. We're about to climb. Oh fuck, mountain.
Oh God, we got some problems back there. Someone in something.
Whoa, God!
Oh no!
Jesus damn Christ!
Oh no!
And I don't know who
Oh God!
It was like Thicker Richard Ketchup got caught up in it. Steve Thompson as well. Hans Vaspulver is at the back.
Oh man!
And it looks like Ricky Walton is trying to get caught up, but again, they're all navigating Fuck Mountain. We'll check out what happened there. I have no clue.
It's not the fucking, it's the climb.
Yep, it is. It is, in fact, as Miley Cyrus put it, it is, in fact, the climb.
Of course, we gotta. Let's see. I'm interested to see how Mario Andretti does, starting from the very back of the field.
And Andretti.
You know, I can understand
Well,
how
you know,
be
Mario
confused.
Andretti, he was good at Le Mans at the 24
He won at
Hours Olympics.
Monaco.
Yeah, that's right. He did win the Monaco Grand Prix. He was the
Monaco!
That's right. He won the Monaco Grand Prix, guys.
God damn it.
I thought it was pronounced Monaco.
I thought it was pronounced like that at one gas station, the Conoco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the Conoco
Monaco.
Grand Prix.
Monaco Phillips, I got you. Yeah, of course. Well, we are looking at it, and we're seeing there's an early lead, and this seems to be a pretty standard thing to happen here in this track. Don't worry, they get reeled back in once they hit Fuck Mountain. It just kind of brings the pack all back together, but we see there's an early, they start testing things out. They're starting to test things out, see how that clean air feels, see if they can get a good run, and then just fall back into the pack. Now, that's an interesting strategy, especially on these road courses. Lord, that seems to work, don't it?
Of course, we have the lines painted different colors here. That tells them when to stop and, you know, when to use the other car like it's their girlfriend and plow right into the backside of it.
Unless you're colorblind, then you're dicked in this race. You'll be thinking there's like four lanes on the highway. You'll just be like, oh shit, what do I do?
Yeah, those are very clearly guidances. Right
this
now
turning lane, this where I go into 7-Eleven.
Now, fun fact, we actually do leave this racing line on the actual roads here every year. It really fucks with the daily commute. It's awesome.
Oh, it's amazing. I can't believe we get away with this shit.
I know, right?
I'm shocked they let us do this every dang year. Not only that, twice a dang year.
It's not just allowed, it's sanctioned.
It's sanctioned, and they're just like, you know what? Let's just have some fun with it.
It's like the Purge, but with auto sports.
Yeah, it's like an auto purge. And we're seeing Bucket Dushan and Reverend Pastor Chavez. There he is in 6th place. Right, getting a good draft on that 55 Taco Baco car as they just the undulating hills, and that app-to-mouth mobile app. It is great. It's a food delivery app. If you're tired of eating out, you just go app-to-mouth, and that's what they try to tell you. And of course, most glorious and honorable Mr. Naga, very technologically savvy. He loves that. He loves that app himself. Oh, look at that 69 car. Running a nice clean air right there. Morris Mayfield, interesting.
Oh, Jesus, the speed!
Yeah, they're hitting some crazy speeds right now.
Breaking sound barriers and recording studios. And
speaking of recording studios, there's El Matador Toto Rosanna.
Yeah, meet you all the way, of course.
And that England Dan and John Ford Cully special.
Yeah, not used to seeing him in different colors there. You know, that's a nice little. It's a nice little design, but you know, again, we're seeing some different looks for some of these cars as we hit lap 2, and Joe John Winchester has led this race for 5 big points.
Yeah, that's crucial bonus points for him. Joe John Winchester, of course, who defended Diddler Cup Series champion, a man who knows how to win on tracks like this one.
No doubt about it, and El Matador Toto Rosanna getting a good draft right on.
Oh God, we're climbing Fuck Mountain again. Oh,
they are navigating
Christ.
Fuck Mountain. You can see this. There is that is Fuck Mountain right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at those beautiful. Look at that oil field in the background. All those tankers.
That's a big old mountain of fuck.
It is a mountain of fuck indeed, and it really does.
Look at those skid marks.
It just completely condenses the field. Like, we're going to go into the middle of the pack right now. That is Jim Blossoms, currently racing in 17th.
Oh, Jim!
And look at that Bloodco Ford Pinto, and you can see how closely it just condenses the pack. He's all side by side with Jeff Tanaka, who was at the front. So that's what we're talking about. It being a goddamn marathon, not a goddamn sprint of a goddamn auto race. Because you can just bide your time, get a feel for the track, get a feel for your car, and then make your run when it counts. And it's all about timing.
Just let everybody mess up from all the exhaust and the sand blowing around there. That's how Whoop Up High won back in 2017. All the cars died out.
Pretty much. We're going to take a look at Jean-Paul Henry, who just kind of broke away from that lead pack, and he's going to be going alongside Kevin Boner-Pillman, who is riding in 10th place, and Jim Blossoms gets right behind that 40.
Yeah, Jean-Paul
travel right through the flesh tunnel.
Yeah, of course, Jean-Paul Henry does not negotiate tunnels very well, and of course, he doesn't negotiate camshaft very well. He had a blown one down here in our last race about 48 hours ago.
Yeah, that's a dang shame that to happen. I mean, he's got such a good car. He's a good driver. I mean, it's only one race, and that's the thing. You can just come back and win one. and you're right back where you need to be. And we're seeing them navigate these turns very carefully. Jean-Paul Henry, our 2017
I tell you what, this reminds me of like the Tour de France, but like better, and here's why. You know what? You have to ride a bike up some of these mountain climbs, and that's a bunch of bullshit. When you could just drive a 800 horsepower stock car up a mountain climb, that's even more thrilling in my opinion. You don't
and
want
it's
to
a
fuck
lot.
you.
It's a lot.
Especially when someone falls off it.
It's a lot easier too. It's not. You ever ride a bike up a mountain? It's tiring. I mean, I don't. I'm not against that, but like, I mean, hey, if that's your thing, cool. I mean, I got chafed. I'm not into chafing.
Yeah, that's right. They just sit around on a bike all day and pedal all day. That ain't exercise. They aren't real athletes.
Yeah.
These Diddler Cup drivers, these are real athletes.
Now let's take a look. Speaking of these real athletes, look at Nikolai, the Soviet driving bear.
That's right. There's no realer athletes than a bear.
The Russian bear.
You can't beat a driving bear.
In 15th
That
place.
was that horseman, for God's sakes.
He finished 15th. He crossed 15th at the last lap, but I think he's moved up a little bit. Of course, being sponsored by Russian Bears to You, the only Russian mail-order bear service. Basically, we'll deliver a grizzly bear live to your door. And of course, he's got a smart, and that's actually Reverend Pastor Chavez behind the bear. Interesting strategy, just maybe seeing if the bear can follow things and get a good run going. And that's got a nice little draft here. We got a handful of drivers. Looks like we got Reverend Pastor Chavez, of course, looking to make a pass on this long straightaway.
Now the big question is, do you make the pass downhill, or do you try to pass on Fuck Mountain?
Well, I think absolutely. You make the pass whenever the hell you feel like it. As what most of these drivers would say. I think what they're looking right now is they're looking to score a little bit, get a little bit of position. These straightaways are clearly when they look to pass, as we're seeing lap 3 with Joe John Winchester continuing to lead this race 2 laps in, and you can see why we're only going 10 here on the actual road to South Tucson.
Yes, this is lap 3, of course, the third one.
2 in the books, lap 3 of 10, and looks like this pack of 5. We are. Oh my God! They just almost hit that train. We were wondering, is that a train?
God.
Hell yes, it's a train. Hell yes, it's an actual train. Why can no one tell the train company, the fucking railroad schedulers, to fucking just take the day off, okay? Take the goddamn day off.
That's right. That was one of our keys to the race. Is that a train?
Yes, it is. And look at this. This is what we're talking about. Fuck Mountain navigated well. Kevin Boner Pillman leads that pack of 5 cars, and they're right back in with the lead pack.
Yeah, Kevin Boner Pillman is rising to the occasion here.
He really is. Playoff contender last year. Had a good run. Had both him and his, he's kind of got, he's not quite the owner and operator role, but he's got an invested stake in Dongarex Injector Pen. And, of course, slapped on corporate racing. His teammate, Hans Vasspulver, got the big win. He wants to join him in the playoffs.
I'm just watching these boys really just wheel these cars. This reminds me of back when I was a teenager, joyriding in my dad's '76 Dodge Daytona. Just cruising around the place, making towns everywhere I can, and just driving around.
Right through the flesh tunnel.
Of course, yeah.
Right through that flesh tunnel.
The flesh tunnel, of course, being the one of the many sites here in South Tucson.
See, we got Fuck Mountain, we got the flesh tunnel, we got the Big Diddler. Who said we didn't have tourism here?
Yeah,
and we all got the only gas station for the next 200 miles.
That's true. That's actually interesting. It adds to the strategy. It adds to the strategy of this whole thing as well.
It is a scenic, boring-ass race if you're a driver in this, and that's why you got to stay entertained.
100% correct on that one. And we're seeing our leader, Joe John Winchester, with El Matador Toto Rosanna right behind him. And we're seeing that gap has shrunk, I believe. Morris Mayfield in that 69 car.
Nice.
Nice.
And it looks like we've got a pack of about about 12 cars kind of taking the lead and separating themselves. And that's the thing, you know, you want to kind of keep a good distance between yourself and the competition, but you got to know you're going to get reeled in, and it's a mental game as well. You got to know that, okay, guys are going to catch up to me. You just got to pick your spot and run with it.
It's a mental game like Tetris 99 or Sudoku.
Exactly. Sudoku? I took that when I had a cold.
Or Russian roulette.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're talking.
I also took Russian roulette when I had a cold.
No game is more important to your brain than Russian roulette.
Absolutely.
Very true. That clears out the sinuses, though, if you win.
I bet.
Absolutely.
And we're seeing Bucket Douchine in that Taco Baco number 55 car. Not necessarily a road course expert, but knows about going fast. And boy, those Spubba cars know how to go fast, especially when it comes to qualifying. He's got his teammate Smiley Van Buren right in front of him, a couple car lengths in front of him. Paul Walker has dropped a bit down to 15th at the last crossing of the start-finish line. So of course that could have moved about a little bit, but man, those Spubba cars got some speed. Maybe they can turn in some wins this season. I think.
And of course the undulations up here on this back sector of the track here before we get to the start-finish line as we start.
It's the downhill climb is what it is.
The undulations. Oh yeah, undulating.
That's lap 4 for Fort's sake.
Yes, lap 4 has begun. Joe John Winchester, we're starting to see some of the intervals here, and we are starting to see the pack start to separate. It is now a 12-car pack from Joe John Winchester all the way down to Nikolai the Soviet Driving Bear.
Sorry, I apologize.
Sorry, what was that?
It's a fake sport, but this is what they call the Pelican.
Of course, yeah, the Pelican. We're looking at that Pelican as that big pack we see, and we're seeing a battle for 13th right now. Jeff Tanaka, Paul Walker, of course, our pole sitter, 7 seconds off the lead. Doug Pork, Richard Blood, and we're seeing some issue with Triple X Macklin. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on with that 13 car. That child seems to be in the pits. That's unfortunate for him. I saw him dropping down into the, yeah, it looks like his day might be over. We're not sure what happened, but it looks like somebody else is in the pits as well. That's Ricky Walton in that 32
That's
car.
Vice Pulver was involved in that wreck on lap 1.
Yeah, these are the cars, and we're seeing
Vice
Bunch of other people got involved in that one.
still in there. These are all the cars that were involved in the pits. Man, not really sure. That's too bad.
That's the trouble with the Diddler Cup sometimes, that, you know, one day you're on top of the world, you're a race winner in your very first start, you feel like you're invincible, and then bam, Fuck Mountain takes you out with no mercy.
Steve Thompson also involved in that, and there it is. Yep, that is Thicker Richard Ketchup also on the pits in that Chuggin' Butter, all natural Chuggin' Butter. Of course, one of the many mouthfeel brands of sauces, condiments, spreads, and apparently beverages.
Now,
It just goes down smooth.
It does.
Jason, with some popcorn, you got a delicious snack right there.
Now, Chuggin' Butter, that's a noun, but it's also a statement.
Yeah, I mean, it differentiates itself from the other types of butter. This is butter designed for chugging.
Yes, well, I guess you're right. Of course, any butter is chuggable, but this is specifically built for chugging.
Yeah, it has been designed. They have run tests in labs, and just to kind of make sure that they have the proper type of butter to be chugged. That's all I got on that one. I don't really know much more beyond that, y'all. But
I got to say, Arizona has not been kind to Woo Bob Howell. I haven't seen him break the 20s.
No, I think he's the last car still on the road right now. That hasn't been in the
first.
He can go last to first, 32 seconds behind. You can see Triple X Macklin right behind him, and I think below that is all the cars who probably the race is over. I think Macklin, Thompson, Waspulver, Ketchup, and who was the last one there involved? Ricky Walton. We'll have to go ahead and see in the highlights what caused that on lap 1.
That was quite unbelievable. That was an unbelievable first lap wreck we have.
Pretty
I think we're almost
unusual.
halfway through this race. If we get to lap 5, the 5th one.
Yeah, we don't usually see too many wrecks here. I think I recall one of our races last season. It was Cobb Salad in that 21 car who just drove right off the course into the South Tucson Abyss, which, of course, one of the many other tourist spots here in South Tucson. But, you know, that car had end to his race. There's no way you can get the car back on the track. He just took a turn a little too wide, got into somebody, and drove right off the dang course.
You know, I've been to the South Tucson Abyss recently. It's a wonderful spot here for a quick and blowy.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm just saying, y'all. Nobody can find
Their gift
it.
shop's pretty dang good too. I used to get beef jerky there too.
Oh man, what you kind of
Quick and blowy beef jerky.
Oh man, a blowjob and beef jerky, man. It don't get much more American than that.
I mean, yeah,
If
you
that
know.
ain't Blake Shelton, I don't know what is.
James
fair.
Short's truck cutie.
Beef jerky blowjob.
I can't tell which one I like better. Beef jerky blowjobs.
Yes.
God damn, I love this sport.
Oh, sport in this country, god damn it. Look at that, Reverend
Look,
Pastor
we got a battle for
Chavez.
the lead here. Oh, look at this though. Morris
have a lead
Mayfield's
change?
going for the lead with a very nice inside run.
Very nice there.
Nice.
And we're seeing, yep, that's going to be Morris Mayfield taking second place, but John Winchester keeping that car out front. Doesn't mean much necessarily. There's only one lap that matters the most, and that's the final one. That being said, we are on the 5th lap. Winchester got a good car, keeping that up front in clean air, and sometimes
a train.
is that a train? Always a train. Always a train. And
Now, my question is though, is the plane locked down?
you know, I haven't seen him yet, so I think maybe it might be. That's a good point. As we are
Also
navigating,
got to it first.
we are navigating Fuck Mountain, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see our field has split up again. Looks like we've got Jeff Shanice and Paul Alcohol.
Richard Blood moving down here. Hold on.
Yeah, what just happened to Richard Blood? Let's go over to see what happened to Richard Blood here. He's on pit lane too. I don't know what happened. Lap 5, Richard Blood. That's interesting to see.
Oh man, what happened there to Richard Blood? I tell you what, he has another strong car and he just can't close the deal.
Yeah, it's become an unfortunate, become a very unfortunate sort of trend for that 51 team. And Richard Blood, you know, he had a good car in qualifying. We'll have to go and take a look, see what happened. It looks like he was all alone, maybe just spun out or something as we hit the flesh tunnel. Jeff Shanice at the back of a pack of what looks like about, I'm counting 8 cars there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 cars. So our Pelican has our lead of the race has gone down to from 12 to now 8. And
one of these boys can win it, y'all. This is gonna be exciting. If you don't like this shit, I don't know what to tell you, man. You might as well just like, I don't know.
You better check your dick.
Why don't you just hit your cock with a ball pen hammer?
Or just take it out and slap it along the side of the. Go outside, take it and slap it into the door frame or the room you're sitting in if you need a little bit of a wake-up call, because it is the goddamn actual roads of South Tucson. It is the chess match that is road course racing. Looking at Smiley Van Buren right now. The pack has dwindled down to 8 cars in this lead pack. All the way from Jim Blossoms up to Joe John Winchester. Of course, the positions have changed a little bit because they've been on this course. This 12.8 mile road course for at least a minute or two on lap 5 of this 10-lap race.
Of course, we're passing the many small businesses that help South Tucson's vibrant economy thrive. You name it, it's all down there.
Uh-oh.
In a big old pile of.
We might have lost our connection here. Might have lost our connection here, y'all.
No, not another sandstorm.
Not another sandstorm. Oh boy. We might have lost our connection here.
Sandstorm.
This tends to be what happens when the game does things you don't like. So I think we're gonna find out what's going on here. I think we may have to see what's happening. I think we
lost him in the sand. I can't see nothing.
Is the sandstorm coming in again? Oh boy, that's
sandstorm
gonna be a problem. That's not good if that's coming in, but nonetheless, we're gonna figure out what's going on. Again, we apologize for the bit of a technological discrepancies here, but we may have to put a halt to this race and give it a restart. I think we have not hit the halfway point, which is our typical rule here. If we hit the halfway point, we have an official race.
It's past lap 5, so it's official.
No, we haven't. We were in lap 5, not official. 5 laps have not been completed. No, we're on lap 5, so we're going to have to go ahead and see. We might have to give this race a restart at a later date. We will let you know. We apologize for...
You have to reschedule late in the season.
May have to reschedule it. Yeah, may have to reschedule it. We will get back to you. Again, we apologize for this. The sandstorm coming in. Sometimes that kind of causes connections to get lost. I think the sandstorm has put everyone on the... in the pits right now. This happens once in a while, unfortunately. We have it happen at Too Far Speedway. We prepare for it then. Unfortunately, it seems to have happened here on the actual roads of South Tucson. We apologize for that. We will get to you soon with an update of when this will be rescheduled. I think we might have to reschedule it. If they can go off tomorrow night at another time, we're going to try to do that. We will let you know. Unfortunately, Darude has come through again. So again, we apologize. We're going to have to go off the air as it looks like we are not in condition to continue this race. I believe what's going to happen is, and I'm getting kind of word in my ear as we have it, that the race is not official. The lead cars were still on lap 5, which means that they have not completed half a race, which means it's not official, which means we're going to start this race over. Including all cars who have been on pit road. So we're going to get this thing started up again. I believe they're going to shoot.
That's a lucky break for a lot of those people there.
Yeah, that's a lucky break for a lot of people like Richard Blood and Ricky Walton and a lot of those cars. But they know that is the danger. They got that from their spotters. The spotters are informing them the cars are being pulled off the track once they come around back into the pits. I think we're going to try to shoot for tomorrow night to give it a restart. Of course, sponsored by Restart. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. So we apologize at this time. We apologize at this time for what we're trying to have happen here. Again, we apologize for that. But we're going to have to go ahead and go ahead and go off the air here. Unfortunately, we'd like to thank y'all for joining us. But, for Latin Lord Shivers, Beaumont Jenkins, I'm Tip Chapman. Please do join us tomorrow night as we bring you this race in full. The Tucsonade Grand Prix, Tucsonade Dehydration Grand Prix. Again, unfortunately, we cannot bring it to you the finish of this race due to technical difficulties and, of course, the weather. Do follow our Twitter if you don't already. Follow the Twitter, please. That is where we're going to give you all the information when we are going to be going live. I think we're going to shoot for an 8 p.m. Eastern time start time tomorrow, and then of course we'll have some more information for you. So check the Twitter, please, if you don't follow it already. Of course, follow the channel if you haven't already. This will go live. Of course, we apologize again. Sometimes, I'm going to just go ahead and tell you, not dropping the character, but letting you know sometimes the game just crashes like that, and we have to make do for it. Never on this course before, but sometimes that happens, and it's a little too late to kind of give a restart to it right now, this late in the evening. So we're going to try to go give it a restart tomorrow. We're going to try it again, and address that as we go. So. Again, thank you to Lord. Thank you to Beaumont for joining me on this one. Again, apologies to all y'all for this. We're going to try to get a full race going tomorrow.
These things happen. It's 2003 technology here in 2019. You got to do what you got to do.
And that's just talking about South Tucson. That's just talking about South Tucson at that point. That's not even the game at this point. That's South Tucson.
Well, it's the truth.
Stuck in 2003. Yeah, it is the truth. You're dang right. It's the truth. But we're going to try to figure these bugs out.
I can't wait to get my GeoCity site set up.
I know. I'm gonna go ahead and you know, once you get that set up, you can tell me. I'll info seek it, and I will. That's actually the 90s. That's a little further back. Yeah, but I'll ask Jeeves, and Jeeves will tell me where I need to go. But again, we thank y'all for joining us. Of course, please check out everything below. Thank y'all for coming out. We hope to see you again here tomorrow. We'll put this up there on the YouTube as a false start, but you know, unfortunately, these things happen. And we'll see you tomorrow for another attempt at this goddamn auto race.